And welcome to today's Facebook Live video of NetBeez. Happy Friday, first of all. We're almost there. So today we'll talk about the NetBeez tutorial, which is available on our documentation, online documentation. If you don't know, actually, let me start from the website because remembering URLs is not always easy. So you go to the netbeez.net website, under resources, you'll see a link to the documentation. And here you can find many topics about your NetBeez dashboard and agents. Then if you scroll down, you see read more. Here there is a nice link to NetBeez tutorial, and then the NetBeez tutorial PDF is here attached to the page. It's in PDF format, as I was saying, and this is something that we wrote, and it's a work in progress, clearly, as you know, as we get feedback and as the roadmap advances. The goal of the tutorial really is not replacing the documentation, but kind of give you a more like sort of a training, as any tutorial, like give you like some direction on how to configure your NetBeez dashboard, how to operate it, and how to maintain your NetBeez dashboard and agents. So I want to take like the time during this session just to give you a quick overview of the table of contents of the NetBeez tutorial. So we divided the tutorial in different sections. We give, of course, first an overview of the system, the dashboard, the agents, the tests, the targets, and the control channel. Not everybody might be familiar with certain topics such as targets and control channel at the beginning. So I think it's a good way to, this resource to explain these elements. Then we have a quick session that explains how to request a NetBeez if you want an on-premise server or a cloud server. Here explain very well the process and also how to select and deploy your monitoring agents. As you know, we have hardware and software virtual monitoring agents, and you can also run an agent from the cloud. And lastly, the firewall rules, because of course the agents must communicate with the dashboard to correctly operate. Then the other section is where it start getting more interesting, I would say, because we give you some, on tune the installation, we give you some direction on how to set up not only the targets, but also the alert profiles and the incidents. Everything that is around the anomaly detection, bottom line. The alert profiles are sometimes tricky. Of course, by default, we provide some standard performance baseline based on historical averages or, like a dynamic historical averages of your tests, whether it's a ping, a DNS, or HTTP, excuse me. But we also explain you how to tune those alert profiles and also set service level agreements type of alerts. So it's really important to see that section as your kind of installation, or as you get more familiar with the platform, and maybe you want to make sure that you get the right alerts and not unneeded alerts. The other section on the tune the installation, we talk about Wi-Fi settings, the data retention, and how to add more users to the dashboards. The monitoring section is where we explain how to create targets to monitor services or applications. So we give some example of how you can monitor a web application or a cloud application, how you can monitor DNS servers, or how to monitor other generic TCP application, for instance, with a TCP-based ping test. And the second section under monitoring is about scheduled tests. So these are like a test that you can use to verify network performance, such as throughput testing, TCP or UDP based with iPerf, speed test, which is download and upload speed to the internet, and VoIP is to verify call quality of voice over IP calls, and we provide a well-known key performance indicator for VoIP core quality, which is called MOS, Mini Opinion Score. And lastly, there is a section dedicated to QoS, quality of service, as we support different ways to verify and test your network for QoS support. The other section is about reports and API. As you know, we have reports in dashboard, and you can also send reports via email. The API is the public API that you can use to build your own service status dashboard, or to integrate NetBeez with a third-party dashboard or a tool. And lastly, of course, the public dashboard, which is available on GitHub. It's written in PHP, and you can change the code and tune the dashboard for your needs. The last section is a troubleshooting with NetBeez, how you can navigate the different views within the dashboard to troubleshoot problems with the bathtubs, or with the interactive console, or perhaps with ad hoc tests, which are tests that you can run on the fly to verify, if there is a problem in your network and you don't want to create a target. Ad hoc test is a very good resource to do troubleshooting. The last one is the NetBeez configuration checklist. So let me go to that one, because it's a very good checklist that everybody should have and go through to make sure that they have a fully configured and complete dashboard configuration. So here you can go through the different sections: agents, target, schedule test, user, and so on, and make sure that you have gone through all these different steps to have a complete NetBeez dashboard and configuration. Very well. This concludes today's Facebook Live demo. I hope this session was useful to learn more about the NetBeez tutorial. Again, it's available on our online documentation that you can always access through our website, netbeez.net. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great weekend.